Good morning and welcome to Istanbul. My name is İlker Düzgören. I'm representing Hitit on this stage as their business development manager responsible for airline retailing and in a wider scope industry engagement. I have the absolute pleasure of sharing this stage with Pegasus, with Emre, and we will shortly talk about our long-standing cooperation actually of 20 years, but we will focus more on the last year or so where we have moved towards airline retailing. Emre, with this, I'll leave the floor to you.
Thank you, İlker. My name is Emre Erdem. I'm leading alternative sales channel in Pegasus, mostly concentrated on OTAs and GDSs. We are based in Istanbul, as you might know. Our main hub is in Sabiha Gökçen. It's a bit far away from here, but maybe some of you from abroad arrived here with us. And today I want to talk about Pegasus first. With 127 aircrafts, which are mostly A321neos, we have the second youngest fleet in the world. And with our 20 years of anniversary, I would like to say that this year we made a historic aircraft order from Boeing with 737 MAX 10, which shows our infrastructure with a consistent innovation and future-focused developments. And we say there is more to come. I would like to talk about our digitalization journey before we go into the OMS journey with Hitit, because we have some milestones need to be shared in here. First of all, I would like to share that we have a major milestone as we are the first carrier in Turkey accomplished the boarding acceptance with national ID card. That was the first milestone we can share in here. But today, we want to talk about the OMS developments. We would like to talk about our third-party involvements with Plaza Premium network integration. And now we are available with the fast track service on our OMS NDC. On the other hand, we have another investment in the Silicon Valley ecosystem with our Innovation Lab investment that also helps us to create future airline technology developments. And of course, as everyone did, we have AI-driven chatbot solution, which is dedicated for our development portal in OMS development portal for the developers and also for our B2B channel.
All right, a few words about Hitit then. I'll go quickly through these bullet points. So Hitit is an airline IT provider, of course. We are serving over 70 different airlines across all continents, I would say. They are processing over 100 million passengers annually. They are represented in more than 850 airports, serving their flights and working with tens of thousands of agents. This makes us the second largest PSS provider in Europe and third largest globally. And we had been named as one of the fastest growing, or actually the fastest growing provider in 2024 by one of the independent market research organizations last year. And as Emre indicated, we are proudly celebrating our 20th anniversary and of our cooperation this year. Our solution suite fits airlines of all sizes. I mentioned 70 airlines. There are flag carriers in this, full service carriers, ultra low cost or hybrids. It is suitable for all types of business models and all types of sizes. Okay, we have introduced our company so far. What about the airline retailing? What about the real thing? So many of you know IATA maintains the Airline Retailing Maturity Index, basically a framework of capabilities-based verification system. We have the largest number of capabilities in this index, and that's a global index, public index. We have the largest number of capabilities in this index between the IT providers, and I would dare to say we have the highest number of capabilities all across the board. That includes airlines in this index as well. So, and we have, as you have seen in the presentations earlier this morning with Oleg and yesterday with Sebastien, we are one of the 5 IT providers that can provide end-to-end OST capabilities by the Airline Retailing Consortium as in their paper. And this is the product, basically, Heated Oxygen. This was launched last June during the IATA Offers and Orders Forum in Geneva. So we had again the pleasure of launching it with Pegasus. It was launched as in production mode. So it currently works since June 2025, and by the time of its launch, it became immediately, by the scope of it and size of it, it became immediately the largest airline implementation of the offer and order system. So with this, I'll leave the floor again to Emre to share about the scope and some figures of this implementation.
Yeah, to talk about our transformation, I would like to share the details about our transformation. Started with our OTA channel only. And with this journey, Heated supported us for all our transformation in this case, and Oxygen enables us to control all the booking ecosystem. But the project scope, we can say that all the content and the network is already included with 156 destinations and 54 countries. And now, at the live version, we have 1 billion daily offers with 24 ancillaries, and there will be more to come. It's because we've just started with the OTA channel, and they're about to transition to the new version of NDC. And for the next year, with our development plans, we are expecting 12 million passengers will be on the OMS channel, and it will be live for 2026. We hope so. With our transition progress, we would like to describe it by quarters. For the first quarter of 2026, we can mention about the test version has been, test environment was set up. Then on the Q2, we have announced the live version, and the transformation transition for the remaining OTAs has been started. And for Q3 is still going on, but at the moment we could say that 40% of our overall OTA volume, the volume owners, the accounts has been shifted to the new version as OMS, and they've just started. For the next year, it will be 100%, because we decided to decommission the old version of NDC by the end of this year. So we could say that, as I mentioned, 1 billion offer at the moment at live, and we have, at the end of the Q3, we have 7.5 million passengers at the moment, and with only 209 sellers. And for the projections on the next year, and the next year transformation will be the GDSs. This is our projects, and once we have the commercial deals completed, then we were going to start for the integrations.
All right, then I'll take over from here. So just a point of clarification in the slide, it says PNR and order together. This is because these are real passengers sitting next to you in a flight, and they have to be processed in some way at some airport in Europe or any other destination that Pegasus is flying into. So I'll make that clear. And then we will move into the final slide. First of all, of course, I need to mention that this was a fascinating work by Pegasus to engage their external stakeholders, let alone the internal ones, because it's a business decision in order to first identify which channel are we going first, which channel do we use first, what is the best business value, what is the low-hanging fruit for us. So this decision was taken swiftly by their executive committee, and then Pegasus reached out to their third-party providers. They gave them a strict timeline. They gave them a clear project scope, and it was running really fast from that point onwards. Of course, there were some items that we learned during this process, both as a provider and also as an airline. So the first one in the bullet points that you see is the adaptation to change. Of course, we start with the version 21.3.1 in mind. There were some slight modifications to the schemas during the course of time. So up until version 24.1, which is 21.3.6, we had to make some adjustments while the train was on rails, basically. The validation parameters, the strict validation parameters of IATA was both a challenge and a benefit for us, because it was a challenge to comply with them, but it is a benefit, and it will be a benefit for everyone, because it will leave less room for interpretation. And if we want to achieve a world where we talk about interoperability and modularity and standards, we need less room for interpretation, or no room at all. Automated testing, of course, this is a necessity, because we don't really want to lose time with manual regression tests. Our microservices-based architecture helped us a lot to make this implementation and integration faster. And, well, this bullet point, I'll come back to it. Backwards compatibility was a proverbial carrot that we used while working with these suppliers, because they were resistant to change. They did not see much business case to do that, but mentioning that the version itself is backwards compatible helped us a lot through this transformation. So the fifth one, yes, I need to come back to that. The big homework for all of us here is that there is a certain, very apparent lack of awareness throughout the value chain. And by value chain, I also mention airlines. So we all know what we are dealing with in this room, but there are hundreds of airlines outside of this room and hundreds of thousands of providers, suppliers that we need to talk to and tell them what this is all about. So please do spread the word when you go back. And if we're looking for 100% offers and orders in the next 5, 6, 10 years, we need to be all in aboard this train. With that, I'll leave the floor to Emre for the closing remark, and then, yeah, we'll come.
Maybe just last word I would like to share, because by the time when I first entered the industry, it was the transition from the paper ticket to electronic ticket. There was so much work behind, but I couldn't imagine. Right now, it's a hands-on role for me, and thanks for the all consortium, airlines and technology partners, and of course, HITIT for our great experience.
All right, thank you all. Thanks.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.